Yes, we are. All right. Call to order.
This is a special meeting for the Assessment Appeals Board number 2 of October 22nd, 2018 at 9:30 a.m. And for the roll call, Board Member Hess is absent. Board Member Little?
Present.
Board Member Sisk?
Present.
Thank you. That completes the roll call.
Okay, let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Okay. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty.
Please remain standing, audience. I'm going to place you under oath. And legal counsels do need to be sworn in as well. Are you your legal counsel? Please stand. Please stand. You to solemnly affirm that the testimony you're about to give in the matters now pending before this board will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You may now be seated.
Thank you. Okay. Do we have any public comments? No. Any comments from the board? Okay. That brings us to items 7 through 16.
Okay. So this matter has been postponed and continued several times. It's a hearing on Macy's West Stores, application number 16-11189 through 16-11193 and 17-10841 through 17-10845. Today's special hearing has been scheduled solely to address the matters in these applications. An issue has arisen this morning. We only have 3 board members.
Well, we only have 2 board members.
Okay. Sorry, I got a text that may change the situation. Without a full 3-member board present, the parties would have to, or either party could demand a hearing before the 3-member panel. If a party does not demand a hearing before a 3-member panel, then if there is a tie vote, then the board members could, the parties could stipulate to have a 3rd board member hear the cases, or either party would be entitled to redo the whole hearing if there was a tie. And so those are the 2 options. Otherwise, if there's a 2-0 vote, the matter would carry. And so that is the options at this point. I do have confirmation that if we wanted to recess until 11:30 and hold this session in the afternoon, we could potentially have a 3rd board member, Ms. Ferris, come in. And so I guess at this point we should get each of the parties' opinion on hearing the matter by 2 board members versus 3.
Okay. Any comments from the assessor's office?
Yes. On behalf of the assessor's office, we are requesting a hearing before a 3-member panel of the board.
Okay. And from the applicant, any comments?
We are fine with a 2-member board, but if they're requesting a 3, we
Okay.
don't have a choice.
Okay. It looks like we're requesting a 3rd member. Or the
Correct.
assessor's office is.
Yes. So in that instance, it'd be up to your board if we want to recess till about 11:30 to get a 3rd board member, or if you want to continue the matter to a later date.
Any comments? I'm okay postponing it. I'm sorry, running it later this morning versus postponing it till down the calendar. Any other comments?
I think it's important that this case goes forward, so I would say we wait on the 3rd board member.
And I guess one thing we should get is time estimates from the parties, if starting at 11:30 would be sufficient time to complete the presentation
Okay.
of evidence today.
Okay. Assessor's office, about how long do you think you'll need?
We would anticipate that the hearing would go for more than half a day. And so in the event that we were to pick up the hearing this afternoon or at 11:30 even, that we would need to schedule a 2nd hearing for this matter.
Okay.
Well, how many hours though?
We expect to cross-examine the presentation of land map as well as put on our own presentation. And I will defer to Ms. Hill in terms of the length of her presentation. But as far as a cross-examination would go, I would expect that that would take up at least 45 minutes.
Good morning, Brooke Hill representing the Assessor's Office. I would anticipate that our presentation would take a substantial amount of time, several hours. And I think 45 minutes would be a very conservative estimate for cross-examination. The applicant did submit over 6,000 pages of documentation, so there's a lot of material to cover on both sides.
Okay. And to the applicant, how long do you think you will take?
My presentation would be about 45 minutes, but I did fly in last night from Atlanta. This is the third time I've flown in for this hearing. I cannot stay a second day, so if, I don't know at this point what can possibly happen.
It doesn't sound like we could possibly, go ahead.
What about the idea of beginning the session with a two-member board, knowing that we have the third member coming in who is able to review the files? We can also update them in closed session as to what occurred when they weren't here. It's Mary Ferris, correct?
That is who indicated that they can be in at 11:30 today, yes.
Okay. Proceed with the two-member board and begin with the three-member when Ms. Ferris gets here.
We would request a third member of the board be present for the entire hearing because there are some credibility issues, and the assessor's position is that being here in person for the evaluation of that issue is important.
Okay.
Okay. This is a tough one. It seems like, well, we can't start now without two, so we can't start now. It doesn't seem like we will get through this by the end of the day, which presents a problem for you.
Correct.
And if we postpone this to another date altogether, then you just have to fly back out here again.
Correct.
Which,
Will be the fourth time.
yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
And, just in terms of this morning, it's to no fault of the assessor that we can't go forward, and we feel that this is the applicant's request to have the hearing. They are the moving party, and so it is their burden to put on their case, and if it requires them to appear for another hearing, that's part of the process. So, the assessor is entitled to a full hearing and to preserve its rights and defend its case.
Absolutely, okay.
Well, I guess.
If we can have, a few-minute recess, because I did have business tomorrow. If I can make a few phone calls and see if there's anything I can possibly do, then we can see what we can do going forward today.
Could we possibly do half of it today, half of it tomorrow? Or, is that just impossible to even consider doing this tomorrow too?
We could make accommodations as far as clerk's side if necessary, if that's what your board wanted to do.
Yeah, we don't know if Ms. Ferris
Is it available tomorrow either?
tomorrow.
Yeah, that is a question, is if I'm not certain of anybody's availability for tomorrow as far as a third board member would.
Yeah, well, we can't switch board members. If whoever's here today has to be here tomorrow.
Right.
We want to take a 2-minute recess, and you can investigate your tomorrow schedule, and you want to ask Linda if she is available tomorrow?
Ms. Ferris?
Ferris, sorry.
Yes, I'll try to do that, yes.
Okay, we're going to take a 2-minute recess. Okay, we are back on record. We're kind of talking about how we're going to proceed with this. I believe counsel's not available tomorrow, and applicant, you're not available tomorrow either. It doesn't make sense for us to try to squeeze it in today, because if we don't finish, it's going to be a hassle to, do half of it, who knows how many weeks away. That doesn't make sense. So it kind of seems like we're going to have to postpone this and choose a date in the future. Is that agreeable to everyone?
I cannot, I'm going to be a real pain, and I apologize, but I can't possibly choose a date sitting here without seeing my calendar and knowing what's going on. Having this calendar in hand, like we did last time with the board, through email, we can agree on a date, but not until I can get back into my office and know what's going on.
Okay, that makes sense. That's how it happened last time. Okay, do we,
You'd like to make a motion You'd like to make a motion to continue to a date to be determined
Yes.
by the clerk by working with the applicant and assessor?
yes, so we are looking for a motion to postpone to a future date that's to be decided after this.
So moved.
And do you want to second it?
I guess so, yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay, so I guess we'll just have an email exchange, and we'll figure out what date to move forward to. We've discussed a few dates up here, but it kind of doesn't really matter.
Well, so I can circle 'em,
Okay.
what dates were you considering?
November 19th,
Okay.
that is a potential Monday, because the 26th, we're not going to ask you to fly on Thanksgiving weekend, so that's out. We're not available the 5th, and then possible Mondays in December. Brendan said it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know about
Monday
Mondays.
in December has a hearing, so.
Every Monday?
Yes, 3rd, 10th, 17th, and then, of course, the 24th is Christmas Eve.
Right.
So,
Okay.
So it'll be January.
So, yeah, so it's November 19th, or we'll just talk about January, or next year sometime.
okay. So I'll work with the parties in the next few days to establish the new date, or a list of options for your board to choose from for the new date, so that we can ensure we have 3 board members available.
Okay.
We'll make it work as best we can.
Yep.
We do apologize to
We are sorry.
Is there any way, and I'm sure there's not, but I'm going to ask anyway, is there any way of getting on the record that whether or not we have 3 board members next time, we have to go forward? I mean, this will be, again, the 4th or 5th time I've had to fly out. I'm just wondering if that's possible to get on the record, or?
Well, I think it's the assessor's office option to request a 3-member board, but we're going to make sure we have all 3 people here.
We have
We have-
other alternates that
We have an
can
alternate.
call.
We're gonna probably book 4 people next time, and then tell one of them Monday morning you don't need to come in.
All right, perfect.
Something like that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Are we all set?
I think so, unless there's anything else we need to discuss, you can adjourn the meeting.
Meeting's adjourned.